there was no like official theme like you typically see in game jams. But it was just that you had to build a cozy game. And the cozy game, you know, like Stardew Valley, like Harvest, was it Harvest Moon? The one on Switch. I always forget it. It's not Harvest Moon. I mean, Harvest Moon is a cozy game, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Switch. Damn it. I can't remember the name of the game. Can't remember the name of the game. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. And then there are games, the simulator games, right? You have House Flipper Simulator, Gas Station Simulator. Right? So these are games where you just flip houses, right? So my idea for the game jam was a play on House Flipper, where instead of buying a house and renovating it, you are hired by a villain. Their dungeon has been cleared out or ransacked or raided by those nefarious adventurers that go on quests and steal your loot. So the idea is that if I go into the game, so our chief goblin here, Chief Grime, he says, "Thanks for coming. The adventurers just trashed my stronghold. Can you fix it up, make it better?" Of course, he asks that we clean out the entryway and build 3 chests. So there's a whole bunch of mess here from the adventurers. They killed his goblins. They looted the chests. So the idea is you need to break this stuff down. And because this is a fantasy game, we have magic. So we have a spell book here. And of course, what is everyone's favorite spell of all time? Corpse explosion, right? So we, in order to clean up this body, we explode it. And then we can pick these up. Oh no, that's gonna work. I gotta fix that. Oh, I caught it. Pick it up. Throw it in our trash cart. Sometimes this happens. I gotta fix that. It overlaps with this. So we gotta clean up the blood pile. And then we can sweep these up, but also, because this is a fantasy game, we can summon a magic broom. And the magic broom can sweep for us as well. While we clean up this one. All in the trash cart. say, why is he exploding? By the way, the sponge secret lore behind this game, the sponge is actually a potato. And we completed that quest. Now we have to build 3 treasure chests. And again, I have it set where that will work, but the idea is you can mine these for ore. And then you can turn those into an ingot. Or you can also cut down some trees, which right now they just spawn wood. But eventually I want to make it so you cut down. And then what we're working on right now is the placeable system. So you can come in here, you can place down, you know, the idea is that this should disappear, and then you'd have to craft another one. And you'd come in here, and then you'd place the chest. And then the idea is you would then take your hammer out and you'd build it, right? Which is what I was working out over here. And then you build this. Which is apparently falling through the ground. Yes, yeah. No, I plan on leaving that stuff. At least for the demo, right? Because I'm trying to, like, I just want this to be a demo that like people can play on itch.io, and then I'm gonna really work on like refining it for an actual, because I plan on releasing this on Steam. At least that's my goal. Cross my fingers. So we were working on this. Now we have to figure out why this is falling through the ground, because it's spawning this thing in the same spot. It's spawning the chest, which is... Actually, I'm curious. Let me just go to materials. And well, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I need a lot of work for it to get it to where it's that. Okay, so that does work. make it disappear. He's falling through the floor. Okay, so that system of getting these in there works. They just need to make sure that they actually don't fall through the floor. I think I might need this. So let's go to spawn placeable. Let's add a serialized field, private bool, snap to ground. Now let's actually default this to true. And then we'll say snap to ground. Spawn position, snap to ground, and then actually check offset. Yeah. See, that's what like clicked about this game. When I was like, oh, this would be fun, and I thought about like all the like horrible things that like adventurers do. I played Dungeons and Dragons all the times, and like 9 times out of 10, the party's always like murder hobos, right? You go into a dungeon, you kill everything in there, you loot everything, you leave things broken, you break down doors. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool, like, after the fact, if, like, oh, I got hired, this guy's dungeon got broken into, breaking and entering, you know, all those murder hobos that have killed everybody. I got to clean out the bodies, and yeah, it's fun. I like the idea. So fell through the ground? Did it hit something? It did. So it hit the ground. Let's try this game object. Object. Try get component. Rigid body. RB dot enable true, but I won't. Let me try to Google some things. Because the problem is it's a rigid body. So the second it spawns, physics takes over and it falls. See what we come up with. Kinematic. Can set it to kinematic. Kinematic equals true. Then when I pick it up, that should work actually. Can't believe I didn't think of that. So dumb. Set it to kinematic so that it's not affected by physics. And then I have a script that lets me pick it up and move it. Ah, okay. That's why. Probably because the treasure chest. Yep. See, that's where the that's where the pivot point is. So we need to move our friend up here so that this is actually on the bottom, which looks good there. That means we got to move up our slider to reflect that. Good. have to move these up as well to be roughly there. So now that's where it will spawn. In fact, I'll bring this all up. Just a bit more. And then actually this is it. Okay. Hey, now there. Full screen with nunchucks. No. I don't want to damage my office. Perfect. Then we can pick it up. Oh, but then it's like that. Okay. That's why we had it where it was, because when we pick it up, it's now in your face. That's okay, we can fix that. Because we actually have in the script, in this object, Muddy raiding with a party of 11. Welcome, raiders. Scott is here. Dwaddle's here. Slow Drive was sitting in 2 streams. I won't count it against him. All of Europe is already asleep. That's okay. Let them sleep. Dwaddle has followed. Thank you for the follow, sir. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. Give a shout out to Mudbound. How was your stream, sir? Yeah, fair enough. I have to get better at raiding. I raided Night Fox like for the first time on New Year's Day, and like I even totally screwed it up because I didn't even show off my stream right. I will give you a rundown. Stream is a gigantic rabbit hole, hard to track down, an extremely subtle bug. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. That must have been an amazing stream as you poured over line by line of code. Oh, well, hey, you know what? You can go to sleep knowing that you solved the problem. That's the best part. Yeah. It's going. It's going. We're doing something a little different tonight. I'm still working on my game, but I'm kind of inviting anyone to come in if they have Unity, coding, game dev questions. Office hours are open, so feel free to ask your question. We had a first-time watcher in King Eyeball 1124 who joined us and asked some questions. It was actually pretty cool. We talked a little bit about game dev. They are a new game dev for about a couple of months, and they were asking some questions, so that was fun. So Dwaddle, we are working on the Game Jam game that started back in November. If you remember, Lana hosted the Game Jam. I didn't promise nunchucks. I said I have nunchucks. I did not promise to use nunchucks. So this is the game that I did for the Game Jam, which I never finished, sadly, because I got sick and didn't finish, and plus it was much larger than I had originally anticipated, as all those things go. This is Fortress Flipper. Fortress Flipper is a play on the idea of House Flipper. So if you've seen that game on Steam, where rather than renovating a house, like buying a house and renovating it, you're being hired by a villain. Their stronghold or their dungeon has been overrun by adventurers who have ransacked it, looted it, killed all their minions, left a mess, and they want you to clean it all out and renovate the dungeon by adding some things. So we're working on some of the systems for that. We're almost done with the demo. It's a single level. I'll run you through it. So we have here Chief Grime. Chief Grime is telling us that Adventurous has trashed his stronghold. He's asking us to fix it up. And he wants us to clean out the entryway and build 3 chests. So if we go in here, we find some dead bodies, some blood splatter, some looted chests. We also find some dust piles. So because this is a fantasy game and we have access to magic, we're going to summon our magic brooms to sweep up for us, but we can also sweep. And then we can pick up the buckets. And we can bring them in here and toss them into. We also have our trusty axe here. We can break down these broken, looted chests. We can pick up our wood scraps. We have our trusty potato, I mean sponge, where we can clean up the blood splatter. And the bodies. So this is a fantasy game. We have access to magic. So I'm gonna give I'll give you a hint. What magic spell am I about to use to get rid of this body? Or I'll give you the chance to guess. This is a fantasy game. Fire. Okay, good guess, good guess. Next, anyone else? Anyone else want to take it? Disappearo. Okay, we got Disappearo. Necromancy. What kind of necromancy, though? Animating the corpse? Maybe? Possibly? Now, this wouldn't be a cleaning game if we just animated the corpse. No, we're gonna explode it. Make a bigger mess. So we explode the corpse and then we gotta clean it up. Then we can carry his skull and trash it. So then we also have some crafting involved. So he wants us to build 3 treasure chests. So we're gonna have to go out into the wilderness here, mine some ore. Okay, then go to our crafting table, turn that into a iron ingot, and then we can build a treasure chest. Then we can go inside here.